Welcome back to Read Between Us. We're on our second podcast now, and we've uploaded our first podcast successfully.
It's about Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros in the Imperial series,
Yes.
which was really exciting, and we got some really good feedback.
Really good feedback. So thank you if you've downloaded the audio and listened to our podcast. We truly appreciate you. We are going to record a new book, or a new series, our new episode is on a new book.
Which is by Verity by Colleen Hoover, who you guys might recognize as the author of This Is Us and all the drama behind it.
Yeah.
So yes, getting into our next book, which Mona introduced to me.
Yeah, I read this one because it was gonna become a movie. And I thought, what better way to get started on a book before the movie comes out? Our book is on Verity by Colleen Hoover. And Colleen Hoover is not the first book of hers that we read.
No,
It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us.
Yeah.
And I think we got into that whole viral spiral.
Yeah, and just trauma. And the trauma from what her books bring. But yeah.
But yeah, so this one, Verity, just a bit of a background. So it's more, I don't know if you would call it a psychological thriller. I would, because it really took me
places.
Yeah,
I think I would agree with you, because it really was like that mental thing, because
and it was dark too.
Yeah, it was like what you thought of the other person. It was just all of that.
Yeah. So dark, twisty, psychological thriller, a little bit of romance, a lot maybe, and buried secrets, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's about a writer, Lowen. She's offered the job of a lifetime. She just finished the opportunities to finish the best-selling series of an injured author, of a best-selling author, who is Verity. So the name of the author is Verity, and the other author is Lowen. But then she moves into the Crawford home when she's offered the gig to finish off the series and dig through Verity's notes, and then she finds an unfinished manuscript, should I say unfinished?
Yeah,
basically finished.
It was basically finished, and it was like of an autobiography.
Yeah, it was more of an autobiography manuscript, and it had a lot of disturbing events or secrets in it. Rather,
it was just.
It's not that Verity was dead though. She was
catatonic.
She was in an accident.
Yeah.
Bedridden, couldn't write.
But also just like the context of all of that was like they were always going through some tragic event. Like they first lost the eldest twin, or one of the twins, and then 6 months after that, then they lost the second twin, and then after that was Verity's accident. So it's like, one after the other. I don't know, and they just had some bad karma.
That's true. A lot had happened in the book.
Yeah.
And then the story goes deeper too into Verity's husband, and then so the book's basically about the manuscript, what all she read in the manuscript, and how she was going to finish the series.
Yeah.
The series that she's been hired to do. So,
which I don't even think she even got around to
it didn't even...
it said that it was approved, but the work plan or what, but I don't know if
and
it
the whole
even
book
happened.
is just about her reading this unfinished, or this manuscript that she found very deep in Verity's office. So it was good. It was good though. What did you think overall?
I enjoyed it. The whole...
What did you expect before you read it, when I was telling you about it? Because I was
not
saying,
much.
It's a bit dark.
I just expected that it would be some form of a thriller.
Yeah, because I don't really read that much.
Yeah, it would be some form of a thriller, and then also just leaning from other books that Colleen had written.
Right.
It was it was always that internal
soft romance. Love.
It had that internal conflict. Obviously the main character will go through something really hard. So because she writes that way, she's always been writing that way, and then I was expecting that, but then it was really nice twist when you go into the mind of another author, and then they just totally unhinged, like unhinged, and it was what kept like me going back to it because of just how like unhinged, and I was like, shit, like are we really like that? Like, and you know, it can happen.
Yeah. Who did you trust first? Lowen. Well, Lowen. So, again, background. Lowen. We've got main characters. Lowen. We've got Jeremy. We've got Verity. Who is Lowen's boyfriend? Off the side.
Oh, I can't even remember the publisher /
Yeah. We'll just call him Bob.
Just call him Bob.
Jokes. Yeah. Until we find his name.
Irrelevant. Yeah.
So who did you trust first, Lowen or Jeremy? As you read?
I think Lowen. Like I just because it started off with her point of view, and then it just starts off like blood like spilled on the pavement. I was like, oh. Yeah, like it was just blood just spilled on the pavement and everything, and then you come to find out like she just literally lost her mom first time out. So I was like, okay, she's already going through it.
Her mom had just passed away.
Yeah, so you just channel in that she's already going through something, and then she's finally outside of the house, and then first thing that happens to her, first thing that happens as soon as she steps out is someone dies in front of her, and it's like she like bad luck. And then after that you read what happens to Verity, and you're like, okay, it's like bad luck, like it's one of the themes. So well, that's what I picked out. But yes, first person was Lowen, and then I just found Jeremy weird from the start.
Really? I kind of liked him, but hear me out. So before I started, my expectation was because the whole reason I got into the book was because I knew they were doing a movie, and I knew that the main actors were gonna be Anne Hathaway's Verity. They were gonna get Josh Hartnett, I think, as Jeremy, and they were getting what's her name, Dakota Johnson.
As Lowen, yeah.
Dakota Johnson as Lowen. So I was excited about that. Anything with Anne Hathaway, I'll give, or Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
So when I got into that, I was expecting romance. I wasn't expecting a dark psychological thriller.
So you were just like, oh shit.
Yeah, so I was reading and I was like, oh, the first scene is that when she gets into the accident. Well, not her. The accident happens right in front of her, and then blood gets spilled all over her shirt, and then Jeremy's like this random guy who approaches her, because it doesn't say Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's just a random guy that approaches her and gives her a clean shirt and helps her clean up, and I'm just like, oh, this is one of those. And then meets the same guy at the interview she's on her way to.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay, this is nice. And then, but as I read the manuscript, I was a bit scared for Jeremy. I mean, scared. I was scared of him.
Yeah. No, I think I already, like, when he first came out of the blue and then went out of his way to do that, I was like, okay, that's really nice. Like, at first,
but then it would have been all planned.
Yeah, and then after that,
that's my take.
No, that is my take. Like, and then when that happened, like, yes, met at the publishers, and I'm just like, that's so weird. Like, okay, for the meeting, like, he comes back, and then she's like, oh, the same guy.
And he didn't mention it.
No, he didn't.
He was scared.
And then when you come to Crawford House, and after they've been getting along, and he's like, I lied, Verity never read your book, it was me. And I was like, ding ding ding, this guy is everything wrong. So he knew exactly who she was at the stoplight.
He was the one that read her book.
Read the book. He knew how she, everything, and I'm just like, he played it all along, and I was just like, this guy, there's something, like, he's so manipulative. And that was like my first point, because I was writing notes while reading the book, and I was like, Lowen is so gullible.
She is. She was annoying, but when I was reading it, did you? Because I envisioned these characters as I was reading it, and I thought when I was reading Lowen's character, it fits so nicely into the way that Dakota does act, like performs rather.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
Yeah, I was like, she's so gullible, like, and then you could kind of excuse it because she just went through, loss and all that. But then, and she was like, what, really in debt or gonna be homeless and all that. So I guess she was just trusting whatever came her way. Yeah.
What would you have done if it was you that found that manuscript like that?
Me?
Yeah.
I would have showed him already.
I would have confronted him about it.
Yeah. I would have been like...
I would have, because I'm a girl's girl, I would have probably tried to like talk to Verity about it. Because I feel like the point of view made Verity seem like the real, but I mean...
We don't know what's true.
I would have had some hope in Verity trying to explain herself. Like, I would ask her... I don't know.
Yeah, but like, to the point where Verity had to pretend to be catatonic, that's fear.
True.
And in the letter it says he had tried to kill her twice.
True.
So third time was definitely gonna be the last, and she already knew it, and the third time was
last. I would have tried to like get Verity's point of view if I was suspecting already that she was trying to fake her.
Yeah, I would have just like done some appeal
I would have been like, I'm trying to help you.
No, instead, no, go and fall
just
in love with.
If you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even wink.
But then, with the point of view of how she wrote it,
I didn't obviously, like that she, because she was also falling in love with Jeremy. So I didn't like how Jeremy came first. But then, if you really think about it, it's just the way Jeremy is. Eh? Like, if you're in a relationship
so
with
endearing and so charismatic, apparently.
He would have done the same thing to Verity, too.
No, like, I was all... My red flags were up as soon as he said he lied and it was him that read it. I was just like, he's got this all played out. But I guess his winning factor was he's a really good dad.
I guess.
But he's that kind of dad that forgets everything else about the marriage life? Or was that how Verity portrayed him?
Say it again?
How she portrayed him in the manuscript was that as soon as the kids came, they took precedence over Verity, and that was what Verity was struggling with, because where was her place with him? Like, yeah. But instead of trying to sort it out with him, she just loathed the kids.
Yeah, I thought that was dark, like for you to turn it on your kids.
But that's postpartum, like that's true. Postpartum. And we would know, like, okay, we never had that dark of thoughts, like that dark, but
we've been in dark places.
Yes. I mean, I can't lie. Like, even I've thought about, like, who am I now? Because you just shifted, like, you've become this whole thing for a whole human being. And you just, like, lose your sense of self. And then the person that's supposed to regulate you as your husband, as your partner, is all given to your kids, and you're just like, okay. Well, that's how I understood that, yes, women can go through that level of depression, but yes, that's why I was like, oh, it really, like, thing that, okay, I could understand that, but the fact that she would harm, like, oh no. Yeah, no, not that much. Like, you can...
Especially the drowning incident in the manuscript, that was crazy.
That, but even before that, when she tried to, like, self-abort and put up a hanger, it's like, it's too late for that. Like, why would you even do that? That's scary behavior.
Man, true. I forgot about that part.
That's scary, because she went in the bathroom like nothing, went and tried to abort, and then come out and be like, oh,
all because she wasn't getting the attention. Is that crazy? That's crazy. It's crazy to me because I don't think that's even possible to do, but for some people it is.
Yes, and that's where you try and, like, understand somebody's mind, and you just can't, because that's how some people really think. And this has gotten very dark very fast. But that's how this book is, because she's a writer and she's expressing her inner thoughts in that manuscript, and that's how you have to see her. That's why she's just such a villain, because of no one would ever think someone would do that to their own child.
So would you say that Jeremy was the one that creeped you out the most? Or was it Verity? Who creeped you out the most and did that cheating at the end?
Well, I just knew Jeremy, there was something wrong.
Okay.
Like, there was a red...
From which moment?
From the beginning, and then, when he confirmed...
from the beginning it was like sus.
It was like, there's
vibes.
something up, there's something up. And then...
Or did you not think it was like a meet at a chance kind of thing?
Like, not a meet cute kind of thing.
No.
Initially, at first, I was like, oh, a guy coming to help. Like, okay, sad. But then when he gave the shirt off his back and then met at the publishers, I was like, this is too coincidental. Or maybe it's just my brain that just sees it that way. And then, but when he finally confessed that it was he that read the book, then it was for sure, it was a plot. Like, I saw it as a plot. Maybe, they did really fall in love, or maybe he was just looking for a replacement for Verity.
Do you believe Verity more than what Jeremy was saying? Would you think he's telling the full truth?
Man,
my perspective is, as I was reading from Verity's point of view, I couldn't believe that a woman / a mom would go that deep into writing. Like, if I was a mom, if I had any sort of... But then again, she was a writer. I'm not gonna try. But if, as I'm writing, because writing is pretty...
Yeah, it's intentional.
Yes.
It's intentional. Like, you literally pull in those feelings, those thoughts, and you're intentionally putting it there.
To write the fact, especially when they were in the back pond, was it? With the creek? And they were with the son. What's the son's name? Chase? I can't remember. The son's name. That's who I feel sorry for. That's who I kept thinking about every time I was reading.
Wait, it's something with the water, no? Crew. Yes, Crew.
So Crew was sitting on the boat with his mom when she was trying to explain what happened to the daughter. And for me, all I thought about was the kid. Like, what would the kid think about that, But as she's writing that, I was trying to figure out who. So I know this is fictional. Like, at that point, I was like, no, this is definitely her trying to, make, like, she's writing as a writer, not a mom.
Mm.
And so, I've lost what I wanted to say now.
No, like, how you could not relate how a mom...
so I couldn't, like, it was too raw, too out there for me to think, like, that was an actual thing. So I thought, no, that's not really, like, that's just her writing, And then the letter, after they found the letter, I think basically I was just on Verity's side. Like, I was like, no, this is not really right. I would have gone to try to clarify it. But she didn't do that.
No, she
didn't.
Like,
what I found annoying.
Yeah, she just, like, took whatever was... As a writer, and I think I wrote that in the thing. I was like, as a writer, she writes thrillers herself, Lowen. Like, that was her genre. She never...
As a writer too, from Lowen's side, would have at least...
Yeah, you wouldn't have stopped and been like... You would be able to dissect whether something was true or anything. So I was like, she was just so into it. Or maybe just because of Jeremy and all the parts where Verity, like, put out there on their sex life and stuff, she was just too drawn to it.
Yeah.
And that just maybe muddled her brain that she did not see whether it was true or not. Yeah. But I gotta say that even what you said, Verity writing it, because it's an intention, like, you bring in thoughts physically on a piece of page and it becomes substantial like that. That's heavy, and she went dark. Like, even if it was the truth and a writing exercise, you did not have to go that dark, but she went dark.
I don't know if we should spoil it for our listeners to see how dark it went. But dark, she basically described how her kids died and how she was behind... Well, I'm really spoiling it now. And how her kids died in detail, and how it was all her doing.
Also
because it started with her husband giving more attention to her kids than her.
Yeah, I think
that's probably why I'm just like, nah.
For me, I think that one of the things that stand out was, okay, her hate for when they were still in utero.
True.
But
so it started from there.
It started from there. And the thing that, like, I could not shake the most was when he went to work and she would just close their room and go to sleep the whole day.
Yeah.
Do you remember that part when he started working, when they moved to the house and she was just home?
And would just wait for him to come home.
And they would cry the whole day. And she would have earphones on or whatever. And she would sleep. And she said, I got the best sleep of my life during those hours. And everyone was happy because I got sleep when he came, like just before he came home. She would finally give them attention, bath them, feed them. And they would be so docile because they finally got attention after the whole day. I was just ready to like strangle her. That for me was just, I don't know, like,
it's different. I couldn't believe it.
Yes. And I was just,
I also had thoughts about Jeremy, right? Jeremy's point of view, because he's just a random guy that met a girl, fell in love, had kids, and then probably just lost her somewhere. Like, he didn't know how to. I feel like he had his own past in trauma. And then he sort of learned what Verity was like with the kids. And he had a past with his father, right?
Yes. And also so they were cut off. They just like went and built this whole new life together, cut off from their own families.
But like, from his point of view on how to deal with Verity, you know, like, Verity didn't hide. She wouldn't have hid it so well. There would have been signs for him to
just chose not to say it.
Yeah, which I find weird. Like, I don't know whether he was feeling sorry for her and just letting it, like, playing it off, pushing it aside. No, it's, you know, like, he'd come home. Obviously, if the kids were not paid attention to the whole day, obviously you would know.
Yeah.
Somehow, like, either they're dirty or they haven't.
Yeah, just like
things like that, you know. I mean,
a parental instinct, yes. But she's like, when she wrote, she said she hooked off the monitors, the baby monitors, and just went to sleep. That pissed me off so bad.
And then the trauma it would cause on the children as they grew up.
And going back to your question, who you felt sorry the most?
For the kids.
Crew,
yes. No,
Crew,
yes.
for sure, Crew.
Because that's all who I could think of. How is this impacting Crew? Because he's the only kid that's alive.
He lost his siblings. He knows his mom still talks to him.
One of his siblings died.
He knows his mom's still okay. He can't talk about it. He's scared. There's a whole new woman that's in the house, sleeping with the dad. Poor kid.
I wouldn't be surprised if that kid became a serial killer in the future books. Speaking of serial killer, there's a theory for some of the people that read Verity, saying that Jeremy is a serial killer. Did you read the bonus chapter, by the way?
I don't.
It's not in the book.
No.
There's a bonus chapter
after she finds the letter.
Yes.
What would you do if you found that letter? If you were Lowen?
I'd be very upset. Because then, if I was fighting the instincts to try and clarify with Verity, I can't do that now. I would probably be losing my shit because we just committed murder.
And the fact that in that letter said that he already knew about the manuscript.
Exactly, he already knew about the manuscript.
So all that, pimp and pompousness
like,
after.
Jeremy is a serial killer, or Jeremy is the psycho.
Yeah. And the fact that she was watching when he confronted her after she gave him the manuscript and he went through the whole motions of acting surprised. She was just watching through the monitor of their interaction when he went to confront Verity and said, like, if you don't move or what, I will take Crew and you'll never see him again. That should have been the point where Verity's version is the truth. Because she only reacted when he threatened to take Crew, and that was the only thing that she was leaving for.
And so in that part, when she only acted because of that, it doesn't it question everything she wrote about her kids.
Yeah, because why would she care? Like, she obviously didn't care about
exactly.
the other
why would
two.
she care about Crew?
So it was just everything.
I believe, for me, I think
Verity.
I
Definitely. Because when she saw and Verity, he kept interrupting her. He's like, "Let me explain that," and he just wouldn't, because he knew the truth.
Yeah, he gave off nasty vibes, like toxic vibes.
Yeah, because he just kept cutting her off so that no one could hear the truth. So she was trying to explain, but she couldn't, and then boom.
Crazy. Yeah. Did you feel like Lowen had a right to read the manuscript? Why not? Obviously.
Well, she
did.
She was tasked to get in the mind of and to write the book.
She doesn't know her, so obviously.
Yeah. But she should have, as soon as it started getting really weird when she was pregnant and all of those inside thoughts came out from Verity, I think she should have just been like, I think you need to see this, Jeremy. Or when she first saw Verity look at her in the window.
Yeah, see, those kind of things was what rattled me in the book. Because, I don't like scary movies.
She was like, that.
She was staring at her. 2, she was watching her through the monitor. 3,
she was at the stairs when they were making out.
When they were not making out, having sex.
Yeah. And she still thinks she made it up. Like, come on, you saw her brightest day at the stairs. She
would lock the door.
Yes,
remember? Then she locked them in.
So that was sure shot that there was something. She locked the door so she could write that letter because she was ready to go.
I had the hairs on my back standing when I was reading that because it was like 3 a.m, I think.
In that moment, scared.
I couldn't sleep after that. I had to sit up and I was like, what am I reading? Am I reading a horror story? I was just like, Rani, wake up. Rani, wake up. You have to stay up with me now.
Gosh, lamu. Gosh. No, I was reading it and then I was like, okay. When she first saw her look at her directly through the window, I was like, okay, maybe I brushed it off. It didn't. And then when Crew mentioned my mom thing, the knife, he had cut himself, I was like, and she knife went missing. I was like, no, she's not thing. And I thought she was faking it to try and catch them together, or some other thing, not because she was scared.
But then, if you were Verity, it came to a point where she could have just confronted the both of them or killed them both.
Yeah, I think.
She could have killed.
She could have confided in her nurse.
True.
Get someone on your side
to
start.
She fought it all by herself.
Yeah. Maybe she thought the nurse, because the nurse was hired.
Or maybe Jeremy was that dangerous she couldn't risk it.
We don't really see.
We don't have a real Jeremy point of view.
No, and plus, only thing we get from Jeremy was from the love-tinted glasses of Lowen, and then the obsession from Verity. So Jeremy is just like this upstanding guy, but yeah, towards the end it really shows something. Do you think
the book is more about trauma than thrill? I think a bit of both, but trauma for sure.
Yes,
trauma
more trauma,
because that's all I did was just analyze.
Psychological trauma.
That's crazy. Verity, we don't know anything about her past too. Jeremy didn't really shed some light, just I think his relationship with his father.
Yeah, with his dad.
And then Lowen. Poor lonely Lowen.
And what perfect timing when the mom died to give her this book idea.
True.
To reach out to her. So it just all like.
Did she apply? Oh no, the publisher.
No, the publisher. They reached out to the publisher because they said her writing was similar.
Wait, he must have been stalking her from way before. That's another theory.
So they both Verity and Jeremy both met at a party, like this really rich donation kind of thing party, but they were both not supposed to be there. Do you think that was by chance?
I mean,
at this point, it could be anything. And from her side,
he could have planned it.
Pretty much felt like chance. Oh, wait, no. She said, what was in a letter about the party?
They met. Yeah, no, they met at the party.
Yes, they met at the party. But she made up the fact that
he made up a story about who he was, and he was like, "This is my limo."
And she also made up the fact that she stole the red dress.
So they both sort of did it, and then they both kicked off from there.
Have you ever met?
Up until the moment that she got pregnant, that changed everything.
Yeah, because they just went steamroll ahead, right?
Yeah, before that it was just all good and fun. Have I ever met what?
I don't know.
Don't finish that question, please.
No. I won't. That's why I just like, I'll just eat my words. I won't even. I just think
team manuscript or team letter.
Man, that letter.
The big one.
I just think she had so many chances to get the truth. You know, she never read any of her books, right? Until she got to...
No, I think she was a fan.
No, she knew that...
She knew the book.
She had a series and it was successful.
Yes, because she had to read through the books.
Yes. So...
There was like 3
if you knew you had that job, why wait till you get to the house then read the book?
True.
We know that Jeremy doesn't read Verity's books because he doesn't want to get in her head. So, you know, the only thing we really got from Verity was that manuscript, which was, I think, unfair. Because if she actually read Verity's writing, maybe she would understand that that manuscript was just writing.
Just writing. That's true.
Which
I agree.
She just like took for the word.
Team letter.
Team letter.
And team letter too.
I just want to know. Oh, the bonus chapter. Does it?
I tell you, the bonus chapter. It's just I think 1.5 pages or 2. No, that's a lie. I think it's more than that. But the story is very short. It's literally 1.
Is it about like after she gives birth and stuff?
Yeah. Yes.
What would you do? If I was
crazy to me is that they still like
stay together.
Wait, yes.
Oh gosh. Out of fear?
I would have run.
Yeah, I would have run. Oh wait, no, it kind of does say, because after a few months, right, then it says that they've moved to a new house in the last chapter.
Yeah, so the opening scene is that they're in the new town, new place.
Right. They sold the house because they did not want that stain of Verity. If I was low on it...
That house too was creepy, no?
Yeah, the vibes. I mean, it was just... Because you had trauma, like you had literal death.
No, even to the point where she got there, like she drove, and the way they described the entrance of the gate, it gave me
dark.
Like there's something weird going on, something horror.
Yeah.
And then she's still in the car, and then the crew was at the window.
and then she keeps saying like, I can't be here anymore. Like I can't do this.
Stays.
Still stays.
Reads the manuscript. Believes in the manuscripts and believes in Jeremy. That was annoying to read.
Yeah, I think if I was in Lowen's position and I started that manuscript and then just how dark it was, I would have like gone out of my way to find out whether she was really like that.
Yeah. But even she was getting hints too, right, from crew about her mom not really being bedridden.
Yeah.
I would have, instead of
she was just
making
playing it off like
guy,
it's a kid's yeah.
I would have tried to at least help her.
Yeah, like how you said, like if you're scared, blink twice. So just keep nagging at it until like you really sure that she's catatonic or not. But the part where she was at the stairs, for sure, she just wanted to be with Jeremy. That's why she chose to.
But even that moment, Jeremy was not even thrown off.
No, he wasn't.
Which is scary.
Yeah. He put a lock on her door. That was his answer to it. To put a lock on Verity's door.
That's exactly what, that's what I was trying to get to, is that characteristic.
And lock outside.
Like, oh, don't worry about my wife lying up in the bed upstairs.
Okay, yes, and good point, because then he put a lock, she asked about the lock, and he put it inside. But then when she actually made it out, right? And then his answer first was put a lock outside her door.
That was...
I would never surrender my freedom or anything like that.
And she preferred to be locked in a room with him. No. That's what I'm saying. For Lowen to be that submissive to Jeremy.
So gullible.
She had to go through...
So annoying.
So annoying.
I honestly...
But I think Dakota Johnson will play that character really well.
Yeah, because she's got that gullible face. Yeah.
And I think Anne Hathaway is going to kill that role.
It would have been nice to have it switched. In my opinion, I would think Anne would kill it as Lowen.
True. I'm thinking it that way.
But then I don't want to hate Anne, so let's leave her as Verity because we love her.
Dakota.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Chill.
I'm okay with that. Like, but
Josh though,
he would play the heck out of Jeremy.
He would play it so well, because his new movie too just came out.
The one in the stadium where he's
yes,
I watched that.
That's all I could think about, how he played that character
so well,
and he's gonna play it so well in this movie. And that's a wrap for this episode. We hope you enjoyed our Verity talk. If you haven't read the book, please go and read the book.
Spoilers.
So you can let us know what you think. I think we have some links in our bio.
Yes, please. And thank you so much for all the love that you've shown in our previous episodes. Keep it coming. We want this to keep growing and just become a space where we can just talk about books and be safe in it.
And that's the whole reason we started this, right? Because we realized that there is a small community of us that like to read books.
And we want to grow it.
What best way to get this going other than talking about what we like to read?
So along that line, please check out the links in our bios on our socials. You can be part of it by sending in your recommendations, and see whether you agree with what we think about the books or not, and just give us like recommendations for the next book that we want to read or not. And if you want to be part of the podcast, guest starring, it is happening.
Reaching out to me.
We've got people who want to be here. We will make space.
It's so fun
on top here for you to be part of it. But yes, we would love to have people on. Yeah, thank you for joining us, and
we hope you enjoyed that.
Bye.
See you next time.